Hey gang, it's Bill Hermann with the Entertainment Experience and Creative License. Thanks for coming and watching our little podcast again. And this is episode 2. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about taking risks. Taking risks, I think, is going to be a much longer topic than what I usually I'm going to do with this little show, because it speaks to a lot of what happens in our lives, much less as what we are as performers. What I'm going to talk about within taking risks today is around a conversation I had with a DJ friend of mine up in Canada about how a lot of DJs are always trying to go full-time with what we do for a living, which I think is amazing, and you should find a way to be a full-time performer. If this in fact is what you do, and are passionate about it, you should find a way to make a living doing it. I mean, honestly, what did the man say? If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, make an ugly woman your wife. No, it's if you want to really be happy, you want to find something you love to do and find a way to do it every day and make a living doing it. I was given that advice when I was a boy, and then later on when I was a young man, and then I've heard it over and over and over. And I've been lucky because I am now doing what I love and making a living at it. Never thought I'd be able to. My dad, when I told him I want to be an actor or a DJ, he said, "That's great. You're going to have a great time. You should do that. But, be sure you have another couple jobs ready for yourself." Because that's what's going to pay your bills, man. You know he's going to pay you very much to do this. And I believed him. And because I believed him, he was right. And I was right. I always had a bunch of other jobs. I've done everything. I mean, most of the jobs I've done are like the labor jobs, whether it be, a bartender or a waiter or a janitor or a stock boy or a guy who works on floors and strips wax and puts it back out again. I mean, there's a million things that I've done, and I did it all with the hope that I would get through my 40 hours a week so I could work on the weekends, DJing parties or acting in plays or auditioning for films or commercials and things like that. And I did okay, but I couldn't look at anybody and say I'm a full-time actor or that I'm a full-time DJ, because I really wasn't. So many of our brothers and sisters, when they want to go full-time, they take that risk. And then within about 2 weeks or 2 months or even a year, they freak out and about the horrible risk they took, and now the first thing they want to do is try to figure out what they did wrong. I gotta do different marketing, or I gotta go back and get that full-time job again, or whatever that is. And the problem is that they took a risk, which you should do, but they didn't take a big enough risk. There's many people in the DJ business, and well, not just the DJ business, but really the small business world, okay, the micro businesses, which is defined as any a business with, I think it's like 10 employees or less, it might be 15. But in the micro business world, people work full time, okay? And then one day they go, okay, I'm going to quit this damn job and I'm going to run out and I'm going to start my business. So they do. They quit and they start and then they go. But they didn't have a plan. They didn't have any plan. The plan was to quit so they could work at a job they liked. At a job they liked. They quit one job for another job, as opposed to have a plan to build some sort of a business that will also sustain all the things you need to sustain to also then be a performer. See, that's the ugly truth that my dad was trying to explain to me and didn't really do that good of a job, which is you got to make a living. And when you work at a job, what you don't know is all the things that the owner is paying for to be able to be sure that you can be paid a salary. So then you quit and you do your thing and you do your job, right? But then you forgot that now you're in charge of the rent. You forgot that you're in charge of the insurance. You forgot that you had to buy all the music. It wasn't just the other guy. You forgot that you've got money that you're making from the parties that you do that now need to go into those things, and now the money that you make is like a third of what you were making before. Because really, if you're going to start yourself into your own business and you're making $60,000 a year, you better be sure you could be bringing in $180,000 a year, because 2/3 of what you're making is going to go to your business, and then 1/3 of it will hopefully be your salary. Hopefully, doesn't always work out that way. But see, what it is they don't have a plan. Too many people don't look at this as a business, and you know something, real business people, and I worked in the restaurant business, so I'm going to use this analogy. When I worked in the restaurant business, I helped to open a few places here in Minneapolis and St. Paul where I work. And when the owner decided to open up a restaurant, he went out and said, okay, I need to get a loan. He went out, and I know the word debt scares a lot of you guys, but here's the deal. He went out and got a loan, so now that loan would keep him in business without selling one sandwich or one drink, and pay for all of his employees and the rent and the lights and the food and the heat and all the things that they needed to be able to run that for 6 months to a year, just in case they didn't get any business at all, so that they had something that they could fall into. That is a small plan, a really small plan. It's not as detailed as a lot of people really need to go, because if you want a loan from a bank, you better go with a very detailed business plan. Does everybody need a business plan? I think it helps. What it does is it helps you to be really confident about the choices you're going to make. So do you have a business plan? Have you created one? Why not? There are people that are successful without a business plan, okay? But what it does is it helps make you confident about the next choice you're going to make, so that the risk is not the risk. Okay, if you'd like to chat more about this, of course, talk to me in the comments below, or you could also email me, bill@billherman.com. If you want to know more about my workshops, go to entertainment-experience.com. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week on Creative License.